Hey, welcome back to Hawks Nation. Once again, we're going to go right into it. We're talking about the Kansas Jayhawks and their game tomorrow with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Looking at tomorrow's game, it's going to be an interesting matchup because both teams are playing quite well in the Big 12 Conference. Kansas with a 19-3 record and still holding first place within the conference, and Oklahoma State going into the game with a 15-7 record. I think they're either 6th or 5th in the conference. But it's going to be an interesting matchup because both teams match up well as far as athletes. Looking at the game tomorrow, Kansas is coming in winning, I think at least 5 out of 6 games they played, won in a row. So this is going to be a tough matchup going down to Oklahoma State in Alba Arena because the Jayhawks in past times they had problems getting a win in that particular facility or arena. So the Jayhawks, they come with players that come to play. You have the point guard Frank Mason Jr. or the third. You have Kelly Oubre, the freshman. You have Cliff Alexander. These are guys. They're bigs and they're forwards and they're guards, and they're good athletes. So if Frank Mason can penetrate like he's been doing of late, getting the ball inside to players and shooting his jump shots and three-pointers well, the Kansas Jayhawks, they have a good chance of winning tomorrow. Oklahoma State, they bring Lanash. He's a good player. He's about 6'7", 235 or 230. So he has a good inside game, good inside presence, so he can score inside and cause the Jayhawks trouble. But their forwards, I think they match up pretty well against them tomorrow. So we'll see whether they can contain him or hold him a little bit tomorrow. So just looking forward to that game tomorrow. And the Jayhawk fans, they're going to support their team. They travel well. No matter where in the Big 12 they travel, they will go and support their team. So it's just going to be an interesting game tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. And after a day or so after I watch the game tomorrow, I'll get back with you guys on this vlog and give you my little commentary and the things that I saw that the Jayhawks did or didn't do to either win or lose that game. So looking forward to talking to you guys then. We're talking about the Seahawks as well. I'm not going to get too much into talking about how they lost the game. You know, it's just something that happened. They lost the game. The guy made a good play on the ball, but you know that's how it is from time to time. But more than likely, you know, the Seahawks, they have always had a good team and will always have a good team in my opinion. And looking at the situation too, during the off season is going to be an interesting time too because they're going to be trying to replace their coordinator Dan Quinn. Lost him to the Falcons, but you know I'm proud of him, and I hope he succeeds there. But looking at that situation, how they've lost Dan Quinn, the question comes up: who's going to replace him? Are the Seahawks going to look outside or look within to replace Dan Quinn? Looking at it too, and it's just my opinion, I like to see them look within the organization and maybe possibly at one of their assistants to become their next defensive coordinator. Because when you look at the coaches that they have, all of them, in a sense, they know the system. They know how it works. They know the quirks. They know the ins out of that defense and how it's run. So I would think, and this, like I said, this is just my opinion, I would look at Ken Norton Jr. in becoming their next defensive coordinator and bring in whoever wants to be his assistants and helping him with the defense. Because when you look at his track record, he has at least 3 or 4 Super Bowl rings, at least 3 with the Cowboys and 1 with the 49ers. I'm not quite sure, but you know, he came along with Pete Carroll when he first came to the Seahawks. So in my opinion, it would be just a good fit for them to continue the defense that they've always had. So I'm just looking forward to next season and looking at the things that's going to be done on that defensive side of the ball. Because if he's their coordinator, he's going to really, in a sense, bring it. He's going to get into these guys' mindset that, hey, we can still do this. No matter whether we have Quinn or not, we're going to run the same system. We won't change a thing. So with that in mind, you know, these guys are going to be ready and pumped to continue to get back to Santa Clara, get back to that Super Bowl 50, and I hope they see the Patriots again. But you know, whoever they face, it doesn't matter. You know, that's just me. That's just my opinion. But you know, this is the end of my blog, and then I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in a day or so talking about the Kansas game. So I'll see you then. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, go Seahawks.